Get underway, and we'd like to welcome Ian Gilligan to the interview room here at the 2024 Shriners Children's Open. Ian, this is your second PGA Tour start. You earned a spot in the field. You're a sponsor exemption, but you earned a spot in the field by winning the 2024 Southern Highlands Championship. Just talk about getting into the tournament that way and how meaningful that is to you. I know you played in the Barracuda Championship as a sponsor invite, so earning a spot in the field is different.
Yeah, for sure. I think, obviously very grateful to have the opportunity that the Southern Highlands event, provides. So very grateful for that. And obviously, to earn it is definitely a little different. It feels really good. And, when I won the tournament, obviously it was huge for my confidence at the time. And, but yeah, obviously a little different when you earn it, and feels really good.
You're a University of University of Florida senior college. What's your season been like, and what do you anticipate going forward?
Yeah, so we played 3 events so far, and I felt like the team's been, in a pretty good spot. I think, we have a lot of talent. Just, trying to get better as a team constantly. For me individually, felt like I've had some really good rounds of golf. Just haven't had it all come together. But, definitely looking forward to the future. I think everyone on our team at Florida is, really excited for getting a chance at a national championship, and I know that's what everyone's goal is. It's definitely mine. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited for the future. I think there's a lot of good golf ahead.
All right. Before we take some questions, just how many times have you played TPC Summerlin? What sort of experience do you have around the golf course, and does it fit your eye a little bit?
Yeah, I've only played it really yesterday. That was the first time I played it. I've played in Vegas quite a bit for junior and amateur events, but yeah, it seems fairly straightforward. I know the scores in the past have been fairly low, so probably going to have some low rounds, but I feel like if I'm able to drive it well, then I'll be in a really good spot. Usually that's probably my weaker part of my game, but because I know I can rely on my short game and iron play, so I just think it's going to come down to driving and course management decisions.
Terrific. We'll take a question from Cameron to start with.
Hey Ian, I was just wondering on the subject of PGA Tour University, what role that has played in sort of your thought process and your goal setting for this week and overall.
Yeah, PGA Tour U is obviously huge for college players, and it's definitely changed a bunch of things. Obviously, I think everyone who's a college player and they're either a junior or senior is definitely on their mind thinking about it. It's definitely hard to block it out, especially whether teammates, coaches, or maybe family or whatever is. It's obviously very important because it kind of determines your job when you graduate. So I think it definitely changes goals of just you want to finish as high as you can on the PGA Tour U. But I think also just trying not to think too much about it, because it's easy to just kind of get distracted with it. Especially if you're oh man, I'm dropping spots in PGA Tour U, and you start getting, nervous and frantic. But, especially for this class, I know how, tight it is, the race. So, one good event can just put you, right where you need to be. So, just trying to focus on keep getting better at golf every day. And I think, in the long run, that'll be the most important thing, whether I finish number 1 or 20th on the PGA Tour U. That's just kind of my goal.
And then pivoting to a completely different subject, with what you went through with the cancer and being an ambassador for Livestrong, how often are you called on to speak to somebody who's going through maybe something similar to what you went through?
Yeah, I would say it's been a lot on Instagram. I've had a lot of people reach out about they're going through something similar to what I have, maybe a family member, and so it's obviously not something you want to hear about someone else that has to go through, because obviously I know what they're going through, but it's always nice to help other people and kind of maybe give them some reassurance or help them, tell them what to expect. So I feel like that has been one way that I've kind of talked to people, and obviously I think being partnered with Livestrong has also been a great way to kind of connect with people, just with all the great work that they do, and being an ambassador of their company is amazing. Just everything that Livestrong does for families and supporting them. And, obviously when my family had to go through it, it's really hard on parents, not only the person going through it. So Livestrong just does a great job helping support families in need, whether it's financially, or even, like mentally, just having someone to talk to is huge. So, yeah.
And then finally for me, your dad spoke to the importance of really getting up and walking around and getting your circulation going in order to flush everything through your system when you're on the chemo and so forth. What role did golf play in your recovery?
Yeah, I think it had a huge part in my recovery, mainly just being with friends as well on the golf course, just to get your mind off of things. I think it was very important. It's easy to just kind of be inside all day and be mopey, which is kind of what I wanted to do. But then I got out on the course with my buddies, and it was really nice to kind of feel like I was back before I had, treatment going on. Just kind of reminded me of before, and felt like I was just a normal kid again and having fun. So that was definitely huge, and also obviously I just love golf, so it's nice to be able to do something that I love.
Anything else? Jimmy?
Hey, Ian, so this will be your second start out here on tour. What do you think you can take away from this and then bring back to when you continue your the rest of the college season?
Yeah, I think definitely just learning about stuff of what other tour players do and caddies, especially practice rounds. Yesterday I felt like I learned so much. I played with Tyson Alexander and Sam Ryder and for 9 holes, and Sam Ryder had a statistician guy out there, and he was he just knew so much stuff about he's telling him, okay, hit a chip here. Last year this was 50% chance up and down rate. And I was like, wow, that's college, we're just our coaches are all right, probably the pin's going to be back left, so just hit some putts there. And then you're hearing that, it's man, it just makes it a lot simpler and easier. And also you hit shots that theoretically you could have, and areas that are good places to miss. And so that was pretty cool to see that and how prepared they are for practice rounds. And then I think just learning stuff like that. And then obviously I've got kind of a tour caddy, Curtis, on the bag, who's been with Danny Lee before and a couple other guys. So I think just learning about his process of going through the week, and also how he makes sure that I'm prepared, whether it's food or knowing wind directions, and everything that goes into playing good golf. I think something that I'll take away and definitely try and help my teammates when I get back and tell them about what I learned.
Definitely. So with what you went through on your personal journey and overcoming that, do you come out here and still have that intimidation factor playing on the tour, or do you feel with what you've went through, that's nothing compared to playing tour golf?
I think, it's definitely still a little, it's a little bit of intimidation for me, just a little bit, just because I've always grown up watching, PGA Tour golf, so it's obviously been a dream of mine. But I think, just trying to stay focused on what I need to do to play good golf is important. And yeah, like you said, obviously, things I've been through, it's definitely helpful in times of maybe when I'm playing some bad golf, and just not, get too down on myself, because obviously that's not going to help me play better. And just think about, it's just golf at the end of the day. It's not I'm trying to fight a life or death battle. So that's definitely a helpful reminder out on the course.
Ian, would you class the victory at Southern Highlands, your number one achievement in college to this point, or is there another significant moment that might stand out?
I think in terms of a college event, probably, but I think winning the Western Am over the summer was probably my biggest win in amateur golf. I think that was just because of how long and grueling that tournament was. But I think in terms of a college event, that was definitely the biggest achievement I've had for sure.
All right. Anything further? Everybody got what they need? Thanks, Ian. We appreciate you coming in, and good luck this week.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.